Modded.
Hi guys, welcome back. Time for another episode of Show Me the Modded Thing. This is a new one with the movies uploaded on the 20th of the month. Email your submissions to showmethemoddedthing@gmail.com. First up is Glenn F. He gives me no sort of backstory to this. He just says the base is an X-shot striker with a standard spring plus a Nightfinder second spring. Epoxied on a removable stock mount to take the Raider stock, which he's mounted upside down, and that's the reason I contacted and asked him to submit, because I just think it looks pretty cool. Very neat, simple little solution to a problem. Then the barrel extension is off a long strike, and the front grip from a Doomlands blaster. Takes half darts as standard from X-Short. Still to wrap parts with metallic purple vinyl, which is going to make this thing look pretty weird, but very, very nicely done. I do like the way the stock is done, because it still allows you to pull back the cocking mechanism. That's really, really clever. I suppose that a bit of work you could have incorporated that into the front grip and have some sort of operating rod, but you know, it's not really necessary. It's really well done. And of course, a safe orange tip. Okay, moving on, we have John Thomas. And what we've got here, he says, is the base blaster is an X-Shot Dino Attack Claw Hunter. Internal mods are a spring upgrade, and the air restrictors removed, which effectively converts it to a shotgun. Said he finished this one a while ago and had a bayonet on it, but he didn't like it, so he tore it off, and with a bit of inspiration from the Evil Dead, he decided to make it a chainsaw bayonet because, and he says, brackets, reasons, close brackets. And why not? That's all you need. You don't even need a reason to do what you want in a Nerf blaster. Very nicely done, John. Very crazy, Evil Dead, and yeah, a little bit scary with all that blood on the chainsaw. Nice, but at least you got the black and white warning stripes to, you know, warn people away from not getting cut in half by a chainsaw. Sort of mixed messages there. Okay, moving on. Right, guys, what can I say? It's time for some more Papa Bludgeon madness. And here we go. He says, what can you do with a pile of leftover junk from previous builds? Get creative. And he's dubbed this blaster the Jank PBR, a nod to Silly Butt's pullback release bow. A Centurion reverse plunger tube is both the main body and power source of the blaster. And I have to compliment him on here, because this is the first time I've heard of a Centurion main body tube being useful for anything at all, even in the Centurion. He's 3D printed grips that are bolted to the front of the plunger tube. In its base form, it can easily fire mega darts and Rova rounds with the addition of a long strike breech. It can fire both short darts and elite darts. It can also fire demolisher rockets thanks to the off-brand rocket launcher I used in my previous build. Oh, and just to be accurate, he said he got the sights from my long strike. Now, up until that point, I thought it was a great crazy build, but I think putting sights on this thing is just a little bit too much hubris, perhaps. But pretty weird, Papa, as usual. I honestly don't know what I'm going to get next from him. Just gives me a headache. Well done, mate. Moving on. Right, guys, next up we got one from Roland D. And he says, it's a chop down double shot. Minimise as much as possible, but retain the brake action priming. To ensure that the internals do not break, retaliator slide bolts have been inserted into the holes of the pegs holding the small wheels which guide the string. I'm sure that makes sense to some of you. I'm assuming it's something to do with the internals. He says, brass the shells. Trigger broke after first usage, so I wrapped the end of the trigger return spring to the trigger mechanism. Works fine now. No other internal mods. Chop down the end, chop down the front, dremeled out the internal parts of the end piece and slid it on the barrel fixed with glue. Holds like hell. He said he added a HS priming handle at the end of the barrel release, fixed with 2-part epoxy and sanded them nicely together. Sanded the whole blaster, primed it, then it got a black base coat, wooden parts, got various brown shades, metal parts, aluminium, blue dry brushed and black ink wash. A bit more weathering here and there. The barrel release and trigger got a copper paint. 2 layers of clear coat. Shell's got a bit of red and gold to make them look like shotguns from afar. And this does look like a short cut down shotgun, so I'm hoping he doesn't take it outside, because I would hate to see him get hurt. But it's a pretty cool little build. Must be a very small thing, sort of like Mad Max's sort of double barrel shotgun in size. It does look kind of almost flintlocky as well in the shape, especially the pistol grip, if we could call that, or the pistol thing that sticks out of the back, where you hold it anyway. But pretty cool. And I'm assuming by the looks of it, those shells are these ones, shell ejecting things where they fit a Nerf dud inside. Another cool little build. Looks really, really good. Be a great space pirate weapon. Arr. Anyway, moving on. Okay, this one, Josh says Okay, this one's by Joshua D, and he said, this project was thought of yesterday when I was coming home with a Nerf rival Fate that became the base for this mod. And if he did this in one day, I'm amazed. It takes me one day just to think about something. What I did was take out the AR, increase the deal with regular tape temporarily until I get some Teflon. As for the paint, I went with jet black acrylic paint and natural steel acrylic model paint. Then I carefully added details like the capacity indicator and the blue energy cell that comes in on top. As for the guard, that looks like a collapsible stock. I took some metal brackets and metal bars, as well as the female snap ends, and glued them together. And then glued them to both sides of the blaster, as well as glued 2 brackets on top. Overall, I'm happy with the final product and I hope it is pleasing to others too. Well, if you did this in less than one day, I'm pretty amazed for a start. It looks cool. I didn't even know there was such a thing as the Nerf rival Fate, but now I do. This is a pretty interesting little thing. Now, as far as I remember, the Nerf rival line shot ball darts, correct? So I'm just wondering where the magazine goes in this thing, even if it had a magazine or was just a single shotter. But pretty cool little idea. And I like your faux stock. That's a clever idea. Very nicely done. Okay, coming up next we have some more loco from Nerf Loco, and this is just really loco. He says he loves the Zombie Strike line, and this ghoul grinder just came together one day. What is it with you people making blasters in one day? It takes me a month. Anyway, he said he added some trinkets to the shell to match the post-apocalyptic vibes, has a removable tank makeshifted out of a plastic spray bottle. The bottom of the handle is a piece from an Ultra 4 that connects to the actual stove gas hose to a custom-made stock from a Dreadbolt. Another great shell, and judging by the amount of built-in detail there, it looks great. Nothing crazy with the internals. Well, you kept that for the outside, didn't you? But did manage to use a cut ghost spring from OOD and remove the AR and tape the plunger head. But it's just crazy looking. The detail in it and the way he's used already moulded in detail and bits and pieces and just picked them out in complementary colours is brilliant. I mean, especially that, but that is just so well detailed and so well painted. He must have a lot of patience to take the amount of time he does to paint these things. I am absolutely in awe of his painting skills. Brilliant, mate. Very, very nice. Okay, guys, now the last one is from Chan R, a friend from overseas. Now, these first few images are, I think, 3D renderings. This one is a work in progress. It will be up on his website soon. I'll put a link below. But he actually sent me some actual photos of the produced piece. And as you can see there, it's a P90 design with a short dart magazine adapter, or short dart magazine mod. In the video, you can see him shooting it. And it's a single shot blaster at this stage, I assume, because he's just pulling the trigger. But considering the noise those flywheels are making, could you imagine the rate of fire if you put it on full auto? It'd be frightening. It's a brilliant looking little thing. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on one day and painting it up. But this guy, he's just so skilled at this 3D design work. It's unbelievable. You should see some of his some of the stuff he's done, and he takes his time and he puts so much effort into it. Check him out. He's well worth patronising. Okay, guys, that's it for this week. Now, I'm doing this very late, so hopefully I'll get it up by midnight and it'll be on time. See you next time, guys.